The vast expanse of Canada's northern territories, where the aurora borealis dances across endless skies and traditional infrastructure struggles to reach isolated communities. A modern digital battle is unfolding. This is not merely a corporate dispute over market share, but rather a fundamental clash about the future of connectivity in one of the world's most challenging geographical landscapes. At the heart of this conflict lies Elon Musk's Starlink satellite internet service, a constellation of thousands of satellites orbiting Earth at high speed, bringing broadband internet to places where fiber optic cables and cellular towers have never ventured. The story begins with a simple yet profound promise: universal internet access for all Canadians, regardless of how remote their location might be. For generations, residents of Canada's far north, which officially includes all three territories, plus portions of northern British Columbia and Alberta, have endured internet speeds that would make urban dwellers cringe. Picture a teacher in Nunavut, trying to conduct virtual lessons with students scattered across the tundra, or a small business owner in the Northwest Territories attempting to process online orders, while dealing with connection speeds slower than the dial-up modem from the 1990s. This digital divide has not only hindered economic opportunities, but has also isolated entire communities. But the broader Canadian experience, creating a two-tiered society where geography determines digital destiny, enter Starlink, with its revolutionary approach to satellite internet delivery. Unlike traditional geostationary satellites that orbit approximately 36,000 kilometers above Earth, Starlink's low Earth orbit satellites, or LEO satellites, circle the planet at altitudes between 500 and 1,200 kilometers. This proximity dramatically reduces latency, the delay in data transmission, making activities like video calls and online gaming possible in areas where such luxuries were previously unimaginable. The technology represents a quantum leap forward, transforming what was once considered impossible into everyday reality for hundreds of thousands of Canadians living in previously underserved regions. However, this technological marvel has ignited a fierce regulatory battle that extends far beyond technical specifications into the realm of national economic policy. Bell and Northwestel, one of the nation's telecommunications giants, along with its northern subsidiary which has long held a monopolistic grip on national activity, are now pushing the Canadian radio, television, and telecommunications commission, known as the TLCC, to exclude Starlink from accessing government subsidies designed specifically to improve internet access in rural and remote areas. Their argument centers on a seemingly simple premise: if Starlink can afford to offer uniform national pricing across Canada, why should taxpayers subsidize a service that appears to be financially viable without government assistance? The subsidy program in question would provide internet service providers with $25 per customer per month, which translates to $300 annually per subscriber. For a company like Starlink, which has already captured significant market share in Canada's remote regions, this penetration into the far north region can net close to $3.15 million per year in subsidies to Bell and Northwestel. This represents an unfair advantage for a foreign-owned company that they argue does not need Canadian taxpayer support to remain competitive or profitable. But Starlink's perspective tells a fundamentally different story, one that challenges the traditional telecommunications establishment and questions decades of market dominance by incumbent providers. From Starlink's viewpoint, denying access to these subsidies would not only stifle healthy competition, but could also ultimately harm the very communities the subsidy program was designed to help. The company argues that competition drives innovation, lowers prices, and improves service quality, benefits that would be jeopardized if established players could effectively block new entrants from participating in government programs designed to expand connectivity. The human impact of this dispute extends far beyond corporate boardrooms and regulatory hearings. Consider the approximately 400,000 Canadians who have already embraced Starlink as their primary internet solution, many of whom live in communities where Bell and Northwestel has been the only option for decades. These users include Indigenous communities in remote areas, mining operations in northern territories, fishing families along isolated coastlines, and researchers stationed at remote scientific outposts. For these individuals and families, Starlink has not merely provided faster internet. It has opened doors to education, healthcare, business opportunities, and social connections that were previously beyond reach. The irony of the situation becomes apparent when examining the broader competitive landscape. While Bell and Northwestel argue against subsidizing Starlink, Lightspeed will be Canada's largest ever space program, designed specifically to compete with services like Starlink. This creates a complex scenario where the government is simultaneously being asked to exclude foreign satellite providers from subsidies, while investing billions in creating a Canadian alternative to those same providers. Telesat Lightspeed represents Canada's ambitious attempt to achieve satellite internet sovereignty, a domestic solution to the connectivity challenges that have long plagued remote regions. The project has secured over $2.54 billion in total funding agreements, with the Canadian government taking a significant equity position in the venture. However, this homegrown solution faces its own challenges, including technological hurdles, deployment timelines, and the reality that Starlink has already established itself as a market leader. While Telesat's full commercial service remains years away from complete deployment, the timing of this regulatory dispute coincides with broader geopolitical tensions that add another layer of complexity to an already delicate situation. Elon Musk's various business ventures and public statements have occasionally strained relationships with the Canadian government, creating an atmosphere where business decisions can be influenced by political considerations. The question becomes whether regulatory decisions about internet subsidies should be based purely on technical merit and consumer benefit, or whether broader diplomatic and economic relationships should factor into these determinations. From a consumer advocacy perspective, the dispute raises fundamental questions about the purpose and effectiveness of government subsidy programs. Are these programs designed to ensure universal access to essential services, or are they intended to support specific types of providers or business models, if the primary goal is connecting underserved Canadians to high-quality internet services, and excluding a provider that has already successfully reached many of these communities could be seen as counterproductive. However, if the goal is to support the development of Canadian-owned telecommunications infrastructure and prioritizing domestic providers makes perfect sense. The competitive dynamics at play reveal deeper questions about market structure and innovation in the telecommunications sector. For decades, Canada's telecommunications landscape has been dominated by a small number of large players, leading to what many consumers perceive as high prices and limited innovation compared to other developed nations. Starlink's entry into the market represents a disruptive force that could potentially break this oligopoly, but only if regulatory frameworks allow for fair competition. The current subsidy dispute serves as a test case for how Canadian regulators balance protecting established domestic industries against fostering innovation and competition. The technical superiority of modern satellite internet technology cannot be ignored in this debate. While traditional approaches to serving remote communities have relied on expensive terrestrial infrastructure that requires significant ongoing maintenance in harsh northern conditions, satellite solutions offer the potential for more cost-effective and reliable service. This technological shift mirrors similar disruptions in other industries, where new approaches have rendered traditional methods obsolete, forcing regulators to choose between protecting established players and embracing innovation that better serves consumers. As the CRTC deliberates on this contentious issue, the Commission will review all submissions before making a final decision on the subsidy program, with the understanding that their choice will have far-reaching implications for Canada's digital future. The decision will not only affect the immediate competitive landscape, but will also set precedent for how Canada approaches technological disruption in the central services sector. The outcome can influence everything from pricing strategies to service availability, potentially affecting hundreds of thousands of Canadians who depend on reliable internet access for work, education, healthcare, and social connections. Ultimately, this battle over subsidies represents more than just a corporate dispute about government funding. It embodies fundamental questions about Canada's approach to technological innovation, market competition, and the role of government in ensuring equitable access to essential services. Whether the CRTC chooses to include or exclude Starlink from subsidy programs, their decision will shape the digital landscape for remote Canadian communities for years to come, determining whether these regions will benefit from increased competition and innovation, or whether traditional market structures will be preserved in the name of supporting domestic industry. The stakes are high, and the implications extend far beyond the immediate financial interests of the companies involved, touching the very heart of what it means to be connected in an increasingly digital world. We watch this fascinating regulatory drama unfold, as we will continue to monitor how the CRTC's final decision impacts not just the telecommunications landscape, but the daily lives of hundreds of thousands of Canadians who depend on reliable internet connectivity accessing healthcare services. This story perfectly illustrates how technology, politics, and human needs intersect in our modern world, creating complex challenges that require careful consideration of multiple competing interests. The outcome will undoubtedly influence similar debates across other nations grappling with how to balance innovation, competition, and national interests in a rapidly evolving digital economy. What are your thoughts on this regulatory battle? Do you believe government subsidies should support the most effective technology, regardless of ownership? Or should they prioritize domestic companies, even if it means potentially slower innovation? Share your perspectives in the comments below, and if you found this deep dive into Canada's digital infrastructure fascinating, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to West Tech for more in-depth analysis of the stories shaping our technological future. Until next time, keep exploring the intersection of technology, policy, and human progress with us.